I used to make just under $50,000 a year. A few years later, I was making over 200. I know that sounds dramatic, and in some ways it was, but it did not happen overnight. It happened through a series of hard pivots, some quiet luck, and more than one burned bridge. Hi, I am Sparkle, and this is Mastering Early Retirement. I am fully retired now, or as I like to call it, work optional, but I want to walk you through exactly how I 4x'd my income. This is not just a hustle story. This is also a burnout story and a reinvention story. I started my working life as a public school teacher. 4 months in, I knew it was not sustainable. The stress was sky high and the salary was low. Even if I had stayed for 20 years, I would not have come close to the income I eventually reached. So I made a decision. If I had to work, I wanted to make real money. That is what led me to pharmacy school. I graduated in 2015 and started working at a medical information call center. I stayed there for 4 years. I started at $41 an hour and ended just above $44, but I was exhausted. Burnout had already started, even if I did not have a name for it yet. So in 2019, I quit without another job. I had discovered FIRE by then, the idea of financial independence and early retirement, but my investments were not growing fast enough to carry me. I had saved about $100,000 and thought I could afford to take a year off. I even planned to move to Spain to teach English, but a family member got sick, so I stayed local. 6 weeks after quitting, I took another call center job, call center 2, that paid around $100,000 a year. That was my first major income leap. I had been looking for better pay all year. I wanted to gain momentum toward FIRE. Then, in 2020, during the height of COVID, a classmate referred me for a manager role at a pharmaceutical company, call center 3. The base salary was $120,000. That is when things really started to change. I was introduced to bonuses, long-term incentives, stock payouts, and eventually a shift from call center management into medical writing, which let me stay remote. For the next 4 years, my base salary slowly climbed, but the real game changer was that LTI payout. In 2024, things started to go sideways at that job, but I held on just long enough to get my 2024 bonus and LTI check. That one move padded my nest egg and helped me retire. But there is one more twist. In 2024, I got put on an informal coaching plan, basically 2 steps away from being let go, so I picked up another full-time remote job. For 4 months, I held 2 remote roles at once, a weird little dream of mine. And yes, that added about $30,000 to my final working year. So no, I did not 4x my income by getting fancy degrees or climbing some perfect ladder. Each major leap came from a referral, a pivot, a willingness to try something new, and a few very good moments of luck. Now that I am retired, I can see it clearly. Money can grow, but so can you. If this kind of honest, winding path to financial independence speaks to you, hit that subscribe button. I post new videos about money, early retirement, and what freedom actually feels like.